Over the past decade, I've mixed songs that have reached millions of streams and landed 5-figure sync deals, and in this video, I'll show you in 3 minutes the 3 major audio effects that I've learned over that time that make the biggest difference when mixing, so you can stop feeling overwhelmed by all these plugins and actually get your music to sound good. Stick around to the end for a free resource that will help you mix even better. First, to understand these effects, you need to understand how sound works. Sound is just repeating waves of air hitting your eardrums. These waves can be taller or shorter, which affect loudness, and this is called amplitude, measured in decibels. Sound isn't just one wave, it's made of many waves repeating hundreds to thousands of times per second. How often a wave repeats in a second is called frequency, and this is measured in hertz. The higher the frequency, the higher the pitch. Most sounds aren't just made of one frequency either. There are other frequencies present called harmonics, which is why a trumpet sounds different from a piano even when playing the same note. EQ sculpts sound, adding clarity or creating stylistic effects. It works by boosting or cutting specific frequencies. Is something too muddy? Use a low-cut filter to remove the low end. Need some brightness? Boost high frequencies with a peak filter. Want a radio style effect? Combine a low cut and a high cut filter. These filters are basically just different modes in the EQ for manipulating the volume of frequencies. Sometimes one sound can have quiet and loud moments that don't sit well in the mix, so compressors fix this by turning down loud parts so everything feels more consistent. To do this, set the threshold. This is the volume where you want the compressor to start. After that, use the ratio to reduce the volume above that threshold, so that means that any sound below the threshold won't be reduced. Think of it like division. A 2-to-1 ratio divides the volume above the threshold by 2. A 3-to-1 ratio divides by 3, and so forth. Any number of decibels before the 1 gets cut down to 1 decibel. If the math feels confusing, just remember that a higher ratio means more reduction above the threshold. After you're done compressing, use gain to make up for any overall volume lost during compression. In the real world, sound doesn't only travel to your ears once. It bounces off surfaces and reaches your ears multiple times. Delay mimics this by repeating your sound at set intervals of time, making it feel like it's moving in a space. So if I set a delay to repeat every 4 beats, you'll hear an atmospheric echo effect. Most other common effects like reverb, distortion, and limiters build on the principles of these 3 effects. Reverb is basically lots of delays stacked at different times to emulate a room. Distortion emphasizes certain frequencies like EQ, but can also add harmonic richness. Limiters are extreme compressors that stop the volume from going above a set threshold. Since you made it to the end, I've put my true and tried vocal guide in the description for free to help you learn the core effects of vocal mixing. Thanks so much for watching, and show your genius.